You guys ever find yourself losing an election and all your supporters storm the? Wait a minute, no, that's not the one we're talking about. We are so last night in America, early in the morning this morning, on December 4th.
No. Freud, Mr. Freud, we have a slip.
That actually was but on December 4th in early morning hours, your boy Skinny Penis Eric was had a little bit of the devil's cabbage, and was up late at night watching the old Yuletide TikTok and stumbled across another country across the world going through a short and sweet revolution. And at the time, I was scrolling and I was getting a live update, and there was a ABC Live or something like that. And let's say it was 1 a.m. So I was watching in real time. I was like, holy shit, this is like, I'm the first person in the United States right now, one of the first people seeing that this is happening. Like, so just for some background, I'll get into it. South Korea's president declared martial law for a short period. I'm not sure what the exact details are. Maybe Rick, looks like you're looking it up, so maybe you can get the exact details. But he declared martial law, and that's not Eminem. That's the real martial law in South Korea, and for a short period of time. And then Parliament decided to vote against it, and it just stopped, and they said no. So as quick as a fart, as breezy as the wind, it ended. There was some rioting, I believe, from what I saw on the news, but in real time, I thought, oh my God, this is a big thing. And then I kept scrolling, and about 7 scrolls later, it was over. So that was surprising. But, some revolutions don't make it and some do. But I believe this one was caused because the president of South Korea was losing popularity among his people, his constituents, in the polls or a re-election. I'm not quite sure what exactly happened, but maybe Rick can clear that up for us. But that is something that I woke up to, or was up to, this early morning on December 4th.
You had a chance this morning to be like to be Alex Jones 2.0 on this. Like, no, like, here's the thing, because here's the thing here's Eric with bloodshot eyes scrolling TikToks, his ass can't sleep, and he's just watching this coup happen, or this dictatorship form. And you had kind of the opportunity here to start blasting out content about how South Korea is becoming a dictatorship before any of us woke up. And the beautiful part of it kind of would have been that your TikToks might have hit everyone before the actual news did. Because I didn't hear about this news until I got home from work this afternoon. So there would have been a non-zero chance that someone would have scrolled across your TikTok of you with bloodshot eyes in a dark room ranting into your phone about how South Korea is just gone full dictator, everything's ending, and you could have just blah 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 globalists, whatever, they're making the frogs gay, whatever you want to go into it. You had a real opportunity here.
Yeah.
He sits on his fucking phone in the kitchen and he's cooking a grilled cheese and his boxers are screaming at his phone.
Now listen, what's going on in South Korea? It's all globalists. It's globalists, and it's Hillary Clinton, and they want to fuck Trump.
We get up to this. We've known this for 20 years. We know it's going to come. Yeah, brother.
Aliens come from outer space, and they talk to it with the pyramids, okay? They talk to it with the pyramids, and they're all lizard people.
Jeez.
If Alex Jones wasn't a piece of shit, he'd be one of the funniest people on the planet.
You could probably say the same thing about Trump, too.
Probably. It'd be funny if he wasn't so terrifying.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he wasn't a political figure in charge of shit, I'd probably watch his stand-up and then him sit down.
He wouldn't even have to say anything. Just watching Trump stand is hilarious.
Like a centaur.
He just stands up there and does the little accordion. What's funny? I don't understand.
It's like a 35-degree lean forward.
Dude. Yeah, I don't know. His hips are bad.
And then he just bows back to fucking overcompensate for it, somehow staying upright. He defies physics when he stands, I have to say.
Someone do the math on that. I need a physicist to run the numbers on this motherfucker. I don't understand how this is working out.
His center of
gravity's off. Dude, it does look painful, man. I don't know, man. That guy needs a chiropractor stat.
Yeah, he's got the world's strongest knees.
Just locked out all
Dude,
the time.
his ACLs are just fucking bridge cables in there. Fucking, they just cut off pieces of the Golden Gate Bridge and just drilled them through his knees for his fucking all of his ligaments.
It's that's why he doesn't exercise, because all that finite energy that he has goes through those knees. So.
It's just all pumped through the knees into the feet.
Well, if those fuckers go, it's going to be a small nuclear explosion.
Yeah.
So anyway, the president of South Korea.
Yeah.
So I found it. He blamed an anti-state plot, but details are vague. According to the AP, he ordered martial law without warning in a speech late Tuesday, where he vowed to eliminate anti-state forces. He said we're plotting a rebellion and accused the main opposition parties of supporting the country's rival North Korea. So he didn't give any evidence of it. And then I think it said earlier in the article, like 6 hours later, the Congress, or their equivalent of Congress or Parliament, unanimously voted to cancel the declaration, forcing him to lift martial law, and they're going to impeach him. Or it's looking like he's going to be impeached.
Everyone just goes, not that guy cannot show his face in the street ever again. Like, how bad did that guy just get cucked? He was just like, yes, I'm going to take power. And everyone unanimously just went like, no.
Nope.
No, you're not. Like, stop.
I wish that was like that here.
Fuck. We voted the cocksucker back in.
And then get reelected, yeah.
God damn. Yeah, we got to take a lesson from fucking South Korea. Big props to South Korea and everyone who voted against that. Everyone in their Congress, Parliament. I don't know what system they have over there, I'll be honest.
I think it's a Parliament, but I don't know what the difference is. Their democracy is intact, or it sounds like it is.
Well,
yeah.
Maybe America can look at that in this near future, or in 4 years from now, and learn from it, and we can get off the couch and act on it.
Came here to lead, not to read.
Trump came here to lean.
Dude, why is every attempted authoritarian now fucking stupid?
I think they've all been stupid, man, or the vast majority of them are just dumb, and they just fall into power, and then they just do everything to keep it.
No, because some of them, dude, here's the thing. A lot of them are really good at killing lots of people and stuff. They get it figured. They figure out getting into power, and then they figure out holding power for a decent length of time.
Yeah.
And figure out killing people usually is their favorite thing to do. But now authoritarians now, dude, I don't know, man. If someone's going to be an authoritarian, let's make it fucking cool again or something. God damn it. So we have Trump, who's clearly trying to do this, but he's doing it in the worst possible way, which is to say he doesn't fucking understand what he's doing. He is the one who's stumbling through all of this. We have this fucking chip dip in fucking South Korea who just did this, and everyone's just like, nah, fam, that ain't it, bro, and did that. So now he can't show his face in South Korea. And then even a good example is kind of just across the way there in North Korea. You just have this chunky fuck with a bowl cut. And we're gonna just let him fucking do this shit for decades.
His dad had the same fucking haircut.
God,
and his dad,
yeah. He cannot fucking keep doing this to us. It's just some fat fuck with a shitty haircut and a fucking round ass head. God damn it, he looks like a fucking basketball wearing a coat. Just get out of here, dude. I'm fucking done with this shit. I want some Red Scare, Rocky 2 level shit, where he's fighting Ivan Drago. If he dies, he dies. Give me one of those bad motherfuckers. Come on, man.
Yeah, Kim to the Eighth really has his shit figured out.
I don't want to be scared of people that are so fucking ridiculously dumb.
No,
it's not fair.
They look like a fucking boss. Dude, Kim Jong-un looks like a boss in a Mega Man game. Tell me I'm fucking wrong. He looks fucking dweeb.
How many of those tunics do you think he has? Maybe I should call
Korean Robotnik.
Dr. Eggroll Man. Dude, I think he has he's just got 50 gray tunics hung up. That's it. They're all the same.
They're next to his haircut bowl.
I can't believe that, and I don't want to put this out there, but as bad as a dictator that just going to North Korea real quick, that he is, that there's been no attempts that we know of, I guess, public attempts of assassination on him. If he is so bad, there's got to be a level of trust that his people do have in him. He's got to be doing the bare minimum, right? That there's been no assassination attempts. I mean, you look, for example, we have people in America assassinating CEOs of health companies here, which we can talk about in a little bit. But I just don't see any attempts on him from his own people. So that's just interesting.
I think a big part of that hinges on the fact that he constantly fucking terrifies the shit out of them. Like legit goes on, like if you don't cry hard enough, your family gets sent into a fucking,
Gulag,
camp.
dude.
Yeah, but wouldn't you want to kill him and then like?
Well,
Right, but you're so malnourished and you're so fucking scared, and if you get caught, your family suffers, and up to 3 generations. So that's a
Well-
huge incentive to not do that.
Well, I think there's a certain chunk of people too that like have a certain amount of like respect for him, right? Because like they put out all the propaganda, and those people that have now like been raised in the propaganda of it, they go like, "Oh no, like this guy did play a perfect game of golf and then decide to never play golf again." This guy did do like because I mean they put out like that he does all these insane feats of like athletic ability. And it's like, dude, that motherfucker could not dribble. Like, I would dunk on that dude so hard. I will go play Kim Jong Un to 21 in basketball and whoop his ass. I'm calling that out right now. I'm calling him right now, Kim Jong Un, if you're listening. God damn it.
Zach's
But
knees
like,
get fucking shot out before the game starts.
yeah, just a fucking sniper just takes me out immediately. It's like, I win.
Now we
I win
play.
American game basketball.
Look what happened by
No,
accident.
yeah, but like, yeah, like I think there's the propaganda there is so strong that it just because like the radio stations just constantly play the shit and the TV stations. You get like one TV station. I think it's just Kim Jong Un propaganda. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Well,
Like they've limited the media so much.
yeah, the media tells them that the world is as shitty as it is there everywhere. So they don't it's hard to believe with the internet that we have nowadays and Starlink and all that, and I feel like it would be harder and harder to maintain that level of propaganda and have it be believable. But it seems to be the case that they've done a very good job at just isolating any access to information or how the rest of the world is. Because if you look at some of their propaganda pamphlets, like it's fucking insane that they tell their populace that the U.S. is just struggling and that they're fucking everyone's dying over here and they're doing the
thriving.
best out of all these other countries, and it's just like, dude, you're not.
Well, I mean, it's been the propaganda machine over there has been so strong for such a long time, and they've had so much power to be able to limit access to the internet. And I think China does the same thing. There's a very limited access through their internet to like again, like we can look up anything we want essentially. Like we have unlimited access to basically whatever the fuck we want in America. But in some of these other countries, and again, like North Korea's probably done the best job of it, where like you don't get access to fucking anything unless they want you or will allow you to have access to it, which I think is just, you log on to the internet, it's just a picture of Kim Jong Un like kissing bunnies and shit, like being a nice guy, like so it's yeah, and I think probably just time under tension over there, I would imagine, is a big part of why it's so damn strong. But it's also a part of the reason that shows, like, look, here we have to cut this shit off at the knees, where we're talking about, and I'm sure we'll talk more about it in the future, like actually at length, but where we are having people that want to get rid of the Department of Education. We're having the dude nominated to lead the FBI is like a Trump loyalist who wants to use the FBI to like, go after Trump's opponents and things like this. We have Elon with all of his power now, like in charge of certain shit and having access to the White House. So it's like, I think we have to be careful that we don't slowly step into that, limiting of the media and things like that. Cause that's the thing that Trump tried to do last time. Cause we could end up in potentially, maybe not, of course, North Korea levels. I don't want to be that alarmist, but we could find ourselves limited on information access, I think.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the movie The Interview when they go into to assassinate Kim. But
Yeah.
but yes, I mean, speaking of assassinations, we just
talked
had
about it.
one this morning. The early speaking of early morning things, the CEO of United Health, is it right?
United Healthcare, the insurance company. I already forgot his name. I don't know. Rotten piece. Yeah. This so and it looks so. Here's the thing that I heard. I think it was NPR. NPR reported that it like looked premeditated. This was a person they waited for him specifically to show up. He was shot multiple times. I think at close range with a handgun. They suspected that like this was a person who like was pretty handy with guns. I guess apparently at one point the gun like jammed while they were just lighting this dude up, I guess. And they were able to unjam the gun quickly and then continue firing. There's no kill like overkill, right? They pretty much unloaded into him. He, of course, died. And then I guess they ran off, got on a one of those like electric bicycles you can rent. They have those in New York City, of course. And he hopped on, or the suspect, I don't know if it's a he, hopped on one of those electrical bicycles and just fucked off, I guess.
They didn't catch him.
Very targeted sounding. I don't think they've caught him. Last I heard, they haven't caught the suspect, and I don't know if they have like names or leads. I didn't really hear how much of that they had going on. Most of what I heard, it was on the radio. I listened to a radio. I'm like 1,000 years old.
Sure.
Yeah.
I heard that it was premeditated too. I saw the video of it, not of the actual murder, I guess I should say. They cut that part out, but I don't know if you did or not, Zach. You just said you heard it on the radio,
Oh,
so probably not.
yeah, just sound.
Yeah, he was like chilling by the cars. Like you said, I should say he, but the suspect was chilling by the cars, and the CEO was walking like into a hotel. So like you know how hotels are, you just kind of to the double doors, and all of a sudden he just comes out behind the cars behind him and just takes aim and just lets loose, and like the gun jams after like the second bullet. And you can't see the CEO anymore, but like then he just cocks it again or like gets it out of there and just goes off. And it's kind of like Jesus. He didn't even like hesitate. He just took aim immediately and just started going off. And I read some comments on the article that I was reading. I think it was on ABC News again. It said like, people were asking, are we at that point where people are going after, wealthy people? And, is it this tied to, obviously the negative insurance that people like we joked about it before the show started, like you're getting denied for pre-existing conditions that aren't necessarily pre-existing, and the kind of the bullshit that goes into all the insurance, and he was a CEO obviously, so he's kind of directly related to all that stuff. But yeah, so people were kind of like, are we at that point in our country? And then I saw some people that seem to be from different countries saying Americans are too lazy to start a revolution, so probably not. So, and which kind of made me think, and I was like, that might be true. I think we like Americans might be too lazy at this point to start a revolution on either side.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
possibly. The thing is, like, I've seen some of those comments too, where it's like, is this because we're going after rich people? Is it because we're going after healthcare because healthcare is fucked? I kind of think, why not both? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, like, do I condone the killing of a CEO of a health insurance company? Not really. No, please don't go off and kill people. But like, here's the thing: is like, I just think everyone's getting pushed to their fucking limits. So when you have, 'cause that attack sounds like just a fucking unhinged attack, right? Like
Mhm.
that was done with some malice, right? If like certain murders you imagine are not done out of like pure malice, like yeah, maybe I don't know, maybe they like black out and wake up and they've stabbed someone to death. I don't know how this shit works, right?
Sure.
I haven't watched a ton of interviews with murderers. There was a show on Netflix for a while that did that. It was really cool. Like that sounds vicious. Like that's violent. They wanted to do harm. They wanted to kill the guy, but they also like those extra shots just seem like they would be unnecessary. Like they wanted to make sure this guy was done. So it's like, and part of it's probably sure that he's like rich, but I wonder too, like, so United Healthcare, like we were talking before starting recording, is basically just a health insurance company that rejects every fucking claim. They're rejecting like 30% of claims. So almost a third of claims that come in. And United Healthcare is fucking huge. It's a huge, huge insurance company. And a third of those were getting tossed in the bin and getting denied. And some of them, again, so like we said before the podcast, they were using like an AI tool that automatically would look through things and approve or deny requests. And it was inaccurate 10% of the time, right? It's only 90% accurate, which is very, very low accuracy for a thing like this. They knew that. They kept the tool running. They didn't care. And they're denying people insurance coverage for like life critical care. So part of me kind of starts to wonder is like, is this person, like, did this person have a spouse get denied for cancer treatment and now they're gone, or for some horrible disease they get denied for it, they can't afford it, or this person go bankrupt. I mean, it used to be a thing you'd see shit like that in the movies, but I don't know, man, like we're kind of getting there. Like I honestly wonder if this person wasn't wronged by United somehow and decided like, look, my life is effectively done, I'm taking this shit into my own hands.
Yeah.
I will say, uh, just for a little bit more context, this guy's what was his name? Brian Thompson.
Yeah, I knew it was
The
Brian
CEO.
something.
So his annual pay package, including salary, bonus, and stock options, was $10.2 million a year.
That's nice.
That is a
That's nice for
shitload
him.
of fucking money.
Isn't that, can I say something about that? That is actually, compared to what I've seen, just based on the CEO of the company I work for and other CEOs in a similar field, small compared to theirs and their
Wild.
healthcare. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's wild. That
Well,
is interesting.
Yeah, so the company brought in $281 billion last year, and he got 10 million of it,
Wow.
Dang,
which is just insane to me.
that
So
is
yeah,
wild.
I'm not saying you deserve to die or whatever, but at the same time, like these guys are making decisions that kill people, and they still sleep at night.
Yeah.
And so
I'm,
yeah, I
well,
don't
and
think I'm gonna lose
it's.
too much sleep over it.
I mean, the thing is, and it's they're making decisions that either kill people, bankrupt people, whatever, and they're doing it for profit. You know what I mean? I mean, there's no benefit to paying out these insurance claims. Like, yeah, that's how it's supposed to work. That's kind of the implicit agreement we enter into when we buy insurance. But the insurance company really like isn't incentivized in any way to pay out. They're incentivized to find, oh, well, you filled this sheet out wrong, so you got to do this again. And well, you don't need that. You'll be fine without this drug, so we're not going to pay for that drug, even though it would make your life 10 times better. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We don't want to let you choose the tools you use to treat your disease. We're going to choose them for you because, we need to keep our money or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, 10 million is a ton of money, right? Like that is a shitload of money, and the stock options are probably worth, again, kind of that's a unlimited print money glitch probably, but that makes me lean, knowing that makes me lean a little harder towards like this person was wronged in like a medical sense, like as a person who held their insurance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a precarious position to be in when when you're on the outside looking in, because like you said, how, like, they were probably wronged, and then obviously similar to political violence, you don't want people to die, but no, not but, and and you don't want people to die. And how many people's lives is this person specifically responsible for being altered because of the decisions they made in a closed boardroom meeting to cut costs, not even just for the people that are taking on their insurance, but the employees. I mean, we talk about it all the time, the trickle down effect when it comes down to a company having world record breaking profits for the year. Employees that are making that money don't see that. They get a crumb, or they get like a 3% thing, and then Rick, we talk about it privately. Then the CEO gets a boost or a golden parachute if shit hits the fan because of the decisions they made that laid off 3,000 employees. That's the kind of shit that will cause this, and there's really no like the company has done this for the last 3 years, I think, and they've done it to make the shareholders happy, opposed to making the employees that make them money happy. You know what I mean? So it's frustrating to see, and you can kind of see the A to B point where an employee that may not be stable enough to handle a downfall like that would do something like this if they saw somebody like that in public. So it's even more so on a medical side when, like you said, Zach, your life may be effectively over because either A, you're bankrupt, or you just got denied for something that you need something done medically that you can't afford now. So you're like, fuck it, I'm going to take this into my own hands and go down fighting.
And to put it in a little bit more perspective, so $10 million a year, what he makes in 1 year, someone making $100,000 would take them 100 years to make that much money.
More than their entire life.
Right. If say from 0 to 100, that's how long it would take them if they were making 100 grand every single year to make what he makes in 1 year. Why do you need that much money?
Lifetime of money every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't forget the tax incentives for getting in that higher bracket. Like there's a
Right.
sweet spot. Like you're
We
getting
ain't in
boned. Right. You got to make what, above $400,000 to be in it, and anybody, like, we're all screwed. Like, we're all screwed. None of us are going to be making over that money.
Oh, I'll never see
So,
shit like that.
unless this podcast takes off, in which case, please email podcastagainstyourgrain@gmail.com.
Yeah.
We haven't fixed the name yet, but that is the podcast Gmail. Anyway, but
Look
if
at
we do make it to that
responsibility.
point, we'd probably feel guilty a little bit. I would imagine these guys, like you said, are sleeping at night making those decisions. They don't feel
Right.
bad.
No.
No, I mean that's the thing is, they are in charge of a company and they give their employees, give their employees like a 50 cent an hour raise every year, and then they go out buy their third Ferrari. It's messed up. And like, I, again, don't kill people. Please don't fucking kill people. Like, I think part of the reason this person died is access to guns in this country. And yes, there probably is a mental health crisis. Well, there is a mental health issue going on in this country, and nobody talks about it in the correct way, I don't think. I mean, especially like on the right, I don't think anybody talks about it in the right way. They just use it as, it's not the guns, it's the mental health. Well, what do you want to do
Yeah.
about that? Well, just be happier.
Deny
Go
then
walk
care.
out in the sun. Yeah, go walk out in the sun and don't wear shoes in the grass for, like, listen to Joe Rogan and do what he says. Like, nobody talks about it the right fucking way.
Problem solved.
But
Next.
yeah, probably, yeah, just eat a lot of fucking elk. Like, bro. But
Make
yeah, I
bear
mean,
noises in a microphone.
yeah, bro. Like, it's just, I think, like, we do need to do something about the situation we're in. Killing people in the streets is not gonna, like, that's not it. I mean, but like, you look at France, and I don't know if this is a great idea either, but like, I mean, I do sort of applaud them in the sense that they did something. They were going to raise I bring it up all the time. They were going to raise the retirement age by like a couple of years. And a bunch of French absolute lunatics went and burnt down like their central bank. They fucking burnt it to the ground, like, because they were like, no, I will not wait another 2 years to retire. This is my life. Fuck you. You work for me. And they were like, we will just start your bank on fire then. How's that sound? So is that a bit much? You could argue that it's a bit much. But like, we have to do something here, man. Like, we cannot I just strongly believe that we cannot continue to let rich people stomp on us. They just have their boot on our fucking throat, and we just elected a person who's going to make that boot heavier and heavier and heavier for the next 4 years and do potentially irreparable damage, like, to that status. So I mean, this is the whole time we were talking about North Korea. This is what I was thinking of. It's like, yeah, we're not going to be North Korea. Like, America is probably not going to be that. But that's a big part of it. Kind of like what Rick, you said, is everyone is so fucking malnourished and poor, and they're so busy. When you get so busy fighting for your life, you can't fight for these other things. You can't fight to do better if you're fighting to survive for 24 hours a day. You know what I mean?
It
And I think that's
it takes your eyes off of the big picture because you're so focused on the fucking what's next to you, just to exist.
right. You got to look
Yeah.
for your next bowl of fucking rice or whatever. Like, you literally, like, oh, breakfast is done. I better start hunting for lunch. Yeah, that's as far ahead as you can think.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's that. And speaking of rich people, I think we should hit topic number 3 because that's fun. This one's fun. I think we should end on a high note. How do you boys feel about Hunter Biden running free? Our boy's free. I think in this podcast we can indeed call Hunter Biden our boy. I think I'm a fan of anyone that's going to show his dick in pictures. I'm a fan of dudes that take pictures of their dick. Everyone in Congress has seen this dude's dick. Marjorie Taylor Greene made sure of it.
Dude, it's entered into the fucking official like U.S. history
Yeah.
Senate records or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, I love that. That dude's dick
The
is,
first dick pic
is in
documented
American history. Yeah, our boy Hunter Biden.
I think that, well, I mean, I see a lot of people saying, especially on the right, that they would do it, obviously. But I think for their son, I think a lot of people probably in that situation would. I think the mistake that, and I think you guys would say the same thing, the mistake that either Biden made was saying that he wouldn't do it. I think he should have not said that, right? But that's hindsight. Also, that the Democrats leaned in on that after the fact, saying that that was going to be their platform moving forward. See, what we're doing is way better than what Trump's going to do or whatever. Now, with that being said, I saw something recently, so this isn't my thought, but I saw something recently saying by Piers Morgan interviewing this one guy saying, hey, you know,
fuck.
why aren't the Democrats taking the moral ground with this one when you guys always take the moral ground? And the guy actually said, that's an easy one because it's never gotten the Democrats anywhere but taking the moral high ground. Look what we're going up against. So
Right.
now this is like our first, we're not doing that anymore. Fuck that. I said what I said earlier. I'm not doing what I said earlier. Fuck it. We're going live. Uh, so,
Bill O'Reilly, bitch.
and especially with, I think, Biden now seeing that Trump is going to be president, and that he said he's going to be dictator day one, he's doing this to ultimately protect his son, I would imagine, from whatever the fuck Trump is going to bring into the White House. So I think, like I said, just to summarize, I think we'd all do it for our own kids, depending on what the crime was, but in this case, probably that, because it was a violent crime, right? It was just
It was non-violent. It was drug charges and gun charges. I forget the nature of the gun
He
charges.
checked the wrong box on his fucking background check sheet and acquired a gun illegally.
Gotcha.
And
Okay.
look, I want to say this really quick before I fucking lose it. I'm heated about it because fuck Pierce Morgan and fuck everybody else on the right who dares to utter a fucking word about this. Fuck you all the way. Especially Donald Trump going off on a fucking tangent on Twitter. Yes,
I bet he lit
Twitter.
Twitter up.
That fucking cocksucker. He's like, this is the outrageous blah. Fuck you, dude. You're planning on pardoning yourself. Get fucked. You have no fucking room to talk. I don't want to listen to any of you fuckers say anything about this. I'm allowed to be pissed off about it because the president said he's going to do something and he fucking backed off of it. And I am not a fucking hypocrite, and I wanted him to fucking follow through on that. But whatever. I get it. I get the other side of the argument too, that it's his son and blah blah blah. He wants to protect him, and it was nonviolent. But from the right, anyone on the right, get fucked. I don't want to hear what you have to say about it. I'm not interested in it. You voted for a fucking felon. Period.
Yeah, 34-time felon, repeat felon. No, I strongly agree. Like right when I saw that it happened, I knew that the right was going to get super fucking lit up about this. And they flatly have no room to talk. They zero fucking room to talk on this. You know what I mean? And like you said, you voted in a felon. This dude looked into pardoning himself. Like in his first term, he looked at pardoning himself because he knew he was fucking wading through a knee deep shit as far as the law goes. And I mean, and then like look at the people he's picking up for his cabinet nominating. Half of them have been fucking child molesters in the past or have had lawsuits against them about, whatever, pedophilia. So you really can't talk about this shit. Like, and I definitely, again, I see the other side. Look, Joe Biden's what, 80 or whatever, like 80 years old. So the dude's got 5 good years left, in his life. He knows that the right has been using Hunter Biden as this sort of political like thing forever. They're talking about Hunter Biden's laptop for fucking 8 years or some shit.
Yeah.
Where's the laptop? Where's this? Where's that? Blah blah. Talking about Trump is labeled in the Biden crime family, despite the fact like, dude, it's just Hunter's smoking crack and like having sex with prostitutes. And like, is that a great look for the president's son? No, it's absolutely the fuck not a good look.
But is it a great look for the president, Trump?
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. Is it a good look for him to, go out and cheat on his pregnant wife like 3
His
times?
son doing coke on television and somebody saying you better not be doing that?
Right.
He's in the same
yeah.
fucking boat, if not worse. His boat is already in the water, underwater.
What happened to your moral high ground, Eric? Come on, what the hell?
I fell off. I don't know.
It fell down. No, like
Gloves are
I
off,
get it.
fuckers.
No, I do get it that like, you know what? I kind of like part of me does wish Joe Biden had followed through and didn't pardon his son and just let the law take its course. But I don't know, man. I do start to lean more and more the more I think about it towards the side of like, look, we're dealing with all these other fuckheads on the other side. Being moral on the high ground is like done fuck all for us. And this is his son, and he has the power to protect his son from an entire political movement that for some fucking reason wants to just destroy this fucking dude and destroy his life when already it's very apparent that he has some form of issues with addiction and is off the fucking rails. Right. So then you whatever, like, for a fact that the second Joe Biden steps out of office, it doesn't matter that Joe Biden, whatever, Trump is still going to try and clap back at Biden forever. Like, Trump is forever going to be trying to get back at Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama for all the times they were ever wronged, or he felt wronged by them, despite the fact that, like, I don't think Barack Obama thinks for a goddamn minute about Donald Trump outside of the fact that he is the president or the president elect, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like all these fuckers live rent free in Trump's head. So, dude, I don't know. I get it. I'm kind of on the side of Joe Biden doing it. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
Yeah.
sure, you protect your
And
son on the way out, dude. Be a fucking lunatic. I hope Joe Biden is a fucking lunatic for the rest of his goddamn thing. Do insane shit. I don't care. Like, you're the president, and we're going into a horrible time. Just do nuts shit. Like, plant a bunch of like dick shaped trees on the fucking front lawn of the White House or something. I don't know. Like,
and
go nuts, man. Fuck it.
yeah, and I just want to add that if Biden pardoning his son truly troubles you and you voted for Trump, look into who Trump pardoned. Look at the fucking laundry list of the shit that they've committed and compare it to Hunter, and then ask yourself why the fuck you're pissed off about Hunter but not these other assholes.
And then ask yourself, are your priorities aligned, or are you fucking brainwashed into doing anything? Are you in a cult? We should hand out fucking bumper stickers. If you're in a cult, call this number, because if you're okay with voting for the guy and then take issue with this one thing, you're in a cult. This is like that Jeff Foxworthy bit. You might be a redneck. You might be in a fucking cult, you dumb son of a bitch. All right, I'm done.
Oh, it's wild. I don't know. Also, I do think that a lot of the January 6th people are going to get pardons.
Yeah.
A lot of them, he said that he'd be willing to do it, and I think a lot of them are probably writing from their jail cells, or they got families writing to plead their case for why they should get one. And look, man, I tell you what, like, legitimately, I'm pretty sure the idea behind, like, in the Constitution, the way these laws are written and stuff, like, doing that would have probably gotten you hanged, in the earlier stages of this country. So, like, the fact that you're just sitting in a jail cell, like, be happy you're not 150 years ago on this, because I'm pretty sure
Right.
that would mean you would go goodbye forever, and you would do your little fucky wucky, and you would go in the forever box and take the long nap. Like,
Well, and if you think about
that
it,
was it.
Trump has a slight incentive to pardon these people because then he'll have a bigger army for coup 2 electric boogaloo. So he needs to fucking recruit these guys back out and assemble whatever.
He'll probably give them fucking
Avengers Assemble.
cabinet seats.
Yeah.
So that
Well,
they
he's
can
just handing
go
those
there.
fuckers out. He's just handing them out to fucking anyone.
Yeah.
Department of
there-
Education and is a
Whoever
fucking
can suck my dick the
dumb
hardest,
shit.
go.
So
God.
before we wrap up here, I just want to ask this about Trump too, and Trump and Biden, and really any presidency and administration. Are there any like long, and I know there are, but like any long lasting members of administrations that go to every administration that are kind of like seeing Trump come in, that have been working with the Biden administration, that are probably bipartisan, right? And they have to just work with administrations. Do they see him coming in and making all these goddamn decisions, and are just kind of like, I want a new job. I don't want to be working here. You know what I mean? Like, when a
I'm
policy
certain.
changes at your work and you're like, I'm looking for a new job.
Yeah. Oh, I'm certain there is, dude. I'm certain there is.
And you know what the scariest part about that is? They're our last line of defense, and they want to get the fuck out.
That's what I'm saying.
And they'll be replaced by fucking loyalists.
Well,
Especially
look
if
at how-
Trump implements Schedule F, which allows him to fire all the fucking people that are separate entities and make them and install loyalists to fucking get the shit done that he wants. So that's exciting.
Yeah. No, look at how many God damn it, like all the Department of Defense or Secretary of Defense. Jesus, it's late. It's late, listeners. It's late. It's 8:04 p.m. right now as we're recording, and it's past my fucking bedtime because I'm old. He went through like 3 or 4 Secretary of Defense, whatever, and he went through like 3 goddamn press secretaries in his first Donald Trump. This is like during his first term and things like that. And these are people that are supposed to be, nonpartisan. I mean, especially the Secretary of Defense. Like, these are dead serious. Like, these are some of the baddest motherfuckers you're going to find, right? So when those are the people that are coming out saying he has fascist tendencies, this isn't a partisan, like, whatever, like Mad Dog Matson wasn't a fucking like leftist radical, whatever, Marxist, whatever the fuck Trump wants to say. he was a bad motherfucker, and he's seen some shit that he wouldn't recommend to the rest of us because we wouldn't handle it. And he said, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. And also, this guy is going to fucking ruin this country. So,
Yeah. Someone with the
yeah.
nickname Mad Dog doesn't strike me as a leftist.
Eggs are too expensive. I'm voting for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
I can afford the diesel in my lifted truck that's 9 inches fucking tall that I need a step stool to get into. But god damn it, $2 for eggs, get out.
But
Thanks,
but
Joe Brandon.
but all the companies had a record high of Black Friday fucking sales. So that's where everybody's money went. Nobody had a complaint there. And good night, America. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I think that is that's a good bullet point to end on. I'm gonna be honest. That's about it.
Yeah,
that's all I got. I'm spent. We hit those topics pretty killer. For a short one, this went into a long one, gentlemen. That's okay.
just like my poops. All right.
Sometimes you got a long crooked.
Those are our final words. I guess thanks for dropping in on this abbreviated episode. We'll see you guys next time.
Love you, bye.